Hi, Susie and Esther here. We've hijacked the start of our own show to tell you how you can get even more involved with Limited Time Only.
If you enjoy the podcast and you want to support us, you can become a patron.
Go to patreon.com, search for Limited Time Only, and boom! For £5 a month, you can get early access to chats, sketches and guests, bonus episodes, and the chance to come along to our LTO lives online, all while supporting the podcast.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Limited Time Only Podcast. And if you're a listener on Apple and you haven't yet rated and reviewed us, we'd really appreciate a 5 stars and a glowing review.
Yeah. So now, thank you ever so much, and on with the show. Welcome to Limited Time Only.
I'm Esther.
And I'm Susie.
Limited Time Only is the podcast for anyone who feels there aren't enough hours in their life.
And each week there's a different topic for you to get your ears around.
Featuring chat, comedy sketches and interviews with interesting people.
Limited Time Only is a pick-me-up in podcast form.
The special guest later in the episode is Harriet Kershaw. This week it's time for Kids TV.
Are you sitting comfortably, children?
I'm looking through the square window.
Oh, me too. Or the rectangular window. Or is it an oblong? I can never remember which way round a rectangle and oblong are. One's horizontal and one's vertical, aren't they?
Cue a 5-minute discussion of what an oblong may or may not be, and a general bemoaning of how much they have both forgotten since primary school. And yesterday.
This episode is all about, well, it's not all about, but there's a lot of it is about kids' TV, or at least animations, and we've got fantastic guests coming up later in the programme. But we thought we'd start off by talking about our favourite kids' TV from ye olden times.
Yes.
AKA the 80s and 90s. So Esther, what would be your top 3 kids' TV shows, and for why? For why?
For why? For why? Why? Can I just say that I went... If you've ever seen the episode of Friends where Ross Geller ends up laminating a list of who are the women who are on his hall pass, it kind of went like that for me. I took it incredibly seriously.
Okay.
And I did come up with my final 3, and
Well
they
done.
are as follows. Number 1 had to be Cockleshell Bay. From the early 80s. I looked it up. I watched an episode and sobbed through it. My daughter laughed at me. Robin and Rosie Cockle, twins who live by the sea. It was stop motion. It starts Thames Television. Ba, 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 ba.
Just that is just so nostalgic.
I know. And it ran from 81 to 86. And I just... Do you know what? It was so gentle, and it was by the sea, and it was just such a gentle show. And it really, I don't know, it's almost like looking back at that, I can see parts of myself that I learnt to cover up with a bit of bravado. You know what I mean? Like, I chose the really gentle show. And my daughter's favourite show when she was little was Come Outside, which was a very similar sort of gentle show with a dog and Nurse Gladys Emmanuel from Open All Hours.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd go off on a plane, and it was very gentle. And I really, and I love the sea, and it just really connects with me. So that is my first. My second is the teenage show that we all loved. Ooh, Byker Grove. And I so fancied Gil in the first few series.
With the leather jacket.
Leather jacket. Went out with a posh girl who couldn't act.
Did he crash on a motorbike or something?
He died in a car. Yeah, he died in some road accident.
Oh,
and I just thought he was he was misunderstood. He wore a leather jacket. I just thought he was gorgeous.
That was the shorthand, wasn't it, for kind of bad boy, leather jacket and jeans.
Yes, bad leather jacket, jeans.
White
Bit of a
t-shirt.
bad boy, but you know, underneath, really, they're an absolute sweetheart. They've just been damaged by life, and you can heal them, and they will love you forever.
Yes.
You know, that's the kind of... but I loved him. But it was just such a good show, and it was... And I was looking it up, and there was so much that it so much ground that it broke. Like, I mean, I remembered these names. I saw it. First Gay Kiss on UK children's TV
Really?
with Noddy and Gary, and that's
What a couple of names, eh?
Noddy and Gary.
Noddy and Gary. Can you give us
having a Frenchie?
Have some tonsil hockey, Gary.
I can't do Geordie.
Come on, Noddy.
All I can say, which my husband's friend taught me, I have to do it on an exhale. Can you see my nipples?
I've lost count of how many times you've said that.
I know.
Time only.
I'm turning into my dad.
I don't want to see your nipples.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, they're probably not what they were. You're probably 20 years too late.
Or I feel bad about saying that now, so I'll say, all right, I'll see your nipples.
I'll show you my nipples. I can't do it.
You can.
Byker Grove, magnificent show. And then my third one, I was going back and forth. I was like, well, should I put something like Comic Relief? Because it was unchildrenly, because they weren't kids shows.
No.
Or Top of the Pops, not a kids show.
No.
And then I knew, and then it struck me like a bolt of lightning, Susie.
What was it, Esther?
It was The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe from 1988. Oh, banging.
I actually watched a clip of that when I was looking all into this. It was the White Witch.
Yes.
Berating. It was when I don't actually know what sort of animal it was, because prosthetics weren't quite as good back then as they are now. I think it might have been a fox. I don't know. It was a weird animal human, and he tells her that Santa has returned, and she goes ballistic. But I loved that. I loved that. Sam West. To this day, I mean, I'm such a massive fan of Sam West. He was Prince Caspian. He was Prince Caspian.
Oh, so I don't remember
him.
watching that series. I just watched. Oh, was he in it? Was he in it towards the end?
I think he might have been in it. Yes, towards the end.
We did rewatch it a few years ago, and we have got it on disc. And sometimes when we get into November, I say, on a Sunday afternoon, shall we start watching The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe? It really takes me back to being a child. We had the same family routine every week, which was we would have a roast for lunch on a Sunday, and then in the evening it would be the one night of the week when we'd eat in front of the television, and we'd prepare the tray, and we'd have whatever cut of meat we'd had for lunch would be made into sandwiches, and we'd have cake, and we'd have celery with salt.
Yes, delicious.
And taken into the lounge, but it was always on sort of about 4 o'clock.
4:35ish, wasn't it?
Something like that. And it was, the fire would be on, and it was like it was just a cozy warm hug. And I can hear the music to it now, but I don't think I could sing it. I don't think I've got quite enough grasp on it. But it was just so warm and transporting, and it was, do you know what? Actually, that's something that's sort of across Cockleshell Bay and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. They were shows that felt very safe. They were shows that, even though they were going to a magical land and there was a witch,
but it's a horrible witch that froze people to death and killed.
But it was so
crucified a lion.
No, it was just beautiful. And I looked, and it actually started 13th of November 1988.
Is that significant?
No, I just wanted to know what year it came out.
I thought you were going to say which was the year that I first hopped. And
yes, I was 10 when I hopped for the first time.
I know,
and it was a magical experience, and my parents were so proud of me. And it just warmth and coziness, and those are probably, particularly Cockleshell Bay and The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, are the shows that sort of stood out for me and gave me real comfort. And Byker Grove is just what we all watched, and it was just cool, and I wanted to watch it before Neighbours came on, and it was just... And it was seeing other kids living the same life as you, and I used to think, oh God, they're all so lucky they get to be in Byker Grove.
Yes.
And there were they all had perm fringes, the girls did, in shell suits, and
yes,
and had that hair. I used to wear my hair like this, where you'd twist the front and push it forward, so it was like a little peak at the front.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the kids in the Why Don't You?
Yes.
And I was like, I wish I was part of that club and I could go to that wooden shed thing that they had, and
you'd have been brilliant.
Do fun stuff.
Humble.
Yes,
Jemima.
Have we got the riders for the Teddy Bears Picnic headline acts yet?
Yes, Jemima.
Hit me.
Well, we both know about Big Ted and Little Ted and their PTSD.
No round windows in their dressing room.
Well, they also refuse to sit on picnic blankets anymore, which could be an issue.
Doesn't surprise me, Hamble. Humpty always told me they were drama queens, but I didn't believe him until the day Floella received her damehood. They were incandescent.
J for jealousy.
And jumped up balls of fluff.
And Jemima. And
Just leave it there, Hamble. Next.
Paddington.
Let me guess. A marmalade sandwich?
And 2 bottles of vodka, 20 Marlboro Lights and a butt plug.
He's in the West End now, darling. It happens to the best of them.
Sometimes I'm glad I have a completely smooth undercarriage.
Is Bungle coming this year?
He is. He just wants his usual striped pyjamas for nap time and confirmation that under absolutely no circumstances is anyone to sing the theme tune. He'll kick off.
Oh, that won't be difficult. Ugh.
Now, I've spoken to Sue, who assures me that Sooty has been through extensive therapy and is much better behaved, as long as Sweep isn't around, as he's a bad influence.
Well, Sweep is a dog, so he's not on the list.
Talking of which, Zippy is coming.
What?
Exactly. After years of speculation, Zippy has released a statement saying he identifies as a bear, so he'll be here.
Oh, that's wonderful. Paint the whole world with a rainbow. Da 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 da. Don't look now, there's Bungle.
F for fun.
I love those. Yes, it's very hard to pick 3, isn't it? Because
Really hard.
You know, we did watch a lot of television.
But also it wasn't on all the time, so it was real appointment television.
Yes,
It was
yeah.
sort of lunchtime and then 3 till 5 and then a Saturday morning and then that was it.
So they really are embedded. You watch
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
So I went for Willo the Wisp,
Oh.
which was 1981, and there were only 26 episodes.
Oh.
And I was like, well, why? It's mad. It's a completely mad program.
Is it because he died? Is it because Kenneth Williams died? Is that why the...
I don't know. I think it did. I don't know. But they didn't make as much though. They sort of would do 1 series or 2 series or whatever. Yeah, Kenneth Williams is the major reason why I picked it. He's just brilliant, and he does all the voices. And I was like, well, let's see if remind people of their characters. You've got Edna, who is the evil TV, Mavis,
Who was
Arthur.
Mavis?
Mavis was a little girl, wasn't she, with the funny
that rings a
hair?
bell.
Arthur was a caterpillar.
Right.
The Moog, which was a weird dog thing. Oh no, that was Car Wash. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, there's the theme tune's fantastic as well. It's quite beautiful and kind of transporting. But I always sort of wanted to go to the weird wood that it was set in.
Yeah.
But it was just a really strange program. But
it was strange, but I
very
did love
short,
it.
4 minutes, sort of 4-minute episodes. And
Is that what it was?
yeah, and also the magic of being able to tell a story in that short amount of time.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just great. So have a look on YouTube for some
I
of
can't
those.
believe it was only 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 minutes.
Wow.
And we've done that twice now, and it reminds me of the sketch of Harry Enfield and Paul Woodhouse, where they're very posh surgeons. And they say,
White House.
what did I say?
Woodhouse.
Woodhouse, Paul Whitehouse and Harry Enfield, and they're very posh surgeons. They're talking, like that. And they said, how long were you married to Bunty or whatever? 40, 45 years? 40, 45 years? 40, 45 years, 45 years, 40, and they do it like 5 times a different, and it's always like 40, 45 years, 40, and they're sort of agreeing. It gets funnier and funnier every time. Have a look at that as well. Put that on 40, 45 years. If I do 4 or 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. And
Is that one of your picks?
No,
just like
it just reminded me of that.
I'm gonna look
It
back
reminded me of that because we kept going 4 or 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
I'm going to look that up because I love that kind of humour.
It's so funny. Number 2 is Dogtanian.
Yes, that was nearly on my list.
Which we will mention later as well. But Dogtanian and 3 Muskehounds, I've actually got some facts about this because I was like, I just went down a bit of a wormhole. I mean, why do I love it? The animation. It's quite different. It was made by a Spanish-Japanese. It's Spanish-Japanese, so which is why it's quite anime. If you look at it, it's anime about it. The theme tune is obviously epic. I mean, no one can deny. It's one of
Yeah.
the greats. The nostalgia of it.
Great.
It's one of the great kids' theme
It's up
tunes.
there with Mozart's Wreck and
It's up there.
Dogtanian.
It's an absolute
Yeah.
banger. It's up there with Byker Grove. It ran for 26 episodes again, between 1981 and 2. Dogtanian was animated in English, even though it was Spanish-Japanese company. And this is a really interesting fact. I read this. It was the creator and producer Claudio Bien Boyd who created it. Cartoons usually are animated in English because the English language has the shortest movement of the lips. So I think that makes it easier to dub.
Yes.
And you know, you're not having to faff around with lots of lip movements.
Yeah.
When you're animating. Well, I thought it was fascinating.
That is
And
fascinating.
another fascinating fact is that there was a BBC series, The Musketeers, which was made a bit afterwards. And because the books by Alexander Dumas were quite short, the Musketeers books, a lot of the plot of the BBC series was based on Dogtanian.
What? That is genius.
Which I just love. I love that. So there you go. That's a little bit of
what was the cat
Dogtanian
called?
fact.
So there was Juliet, who was his beautiful, sweet love interest, and then there was
Oh,
the cat who
Madame-
was really minxy.
Oh God.
And didn't he sometimes fall in love with her?
Oh yeah, Madam.
She was
hang on.
she was a bit minxy, wasn't she?
Very minxy. Milady, yes, Milady de Winter. Cardinal Richelieu.
Yes.
Yeah. Milady de Winter, the beautiful manipulative cat who acts as
Yes.
Cardinal Richelieu's primary spy. Yeah,
Yes.
just so good.
That was very nearly in mine. That was a serious contender until I remembered The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and then I went, I think I might have to bump
But I'm
it.
glad we
you
didn't cross
selected
over.
it.
Yes. And my final pick was Maid Marian and Her Merry Men.
Oh, yes!
Four
yes.
series
Yes.
from 1989 to 94. It's hilarious. It was comedy on the cusp because
Yeah.
we were teenagers watching that, and it was, well, actually 1989 it started, so we were sort of 11 to 16. It remained hilarious throughout all that time. And the acting was incredible. It was very Blackadder, actually, because it was the script edited by Richard Curtis, I think, and obviously Tony Robinson wrote it. So that makes sense that it was very Blackadder-ish. And it had these great songs in it. And Danny John Jules as Barrington. It was just so funny and so good.
was good.
And Pancake Day comes around every year. We're like, it's Pancake Day, Pancake Day. Yes, it's Pancake Day. Which was Barrington's song that he sang. You got to look it up.
I'll look
and my
it up.
kids sing it now. I mean, I make pancakes a lot, so we're constantly going, Pancake Day.
It's a bit like but Horrible Histories became that, didn't it? And that was
Yes,
brilliant when it was all the ghosts cast. Was amazing.
It probably was one of the inspirations for Horrible Histories, I reckon. The way they did it.
So.
It's still funny and just great, and it's such fond memories, and it makes me laugh now. So it's obviously very funny. Yeah, just so many great shows. So many we could have talked about, but we would literally be here all day. Hopefully that's ignited some lovely nostalgic memories for you.
Yes, things keep popping into my head, but we'll be here all day. But yeah, it was just it's wonderful how those memories stick with you and how like they bring such feelings of warmth.
They
and
make you
comfort
smile.
and delight.
We've just been smiling through this whole chat because we're just remembering.
I'm pissed. I don't know about you. Off my tits. That's why I'm smiling. Wankered. Surprised I'm not on the table, doll.
The sad thing is, I can almost believe it.
You think this is water? It's a massive
This is
pint
what
of
she does
water.
every week. She's just drinking, and the
Hammered all the
truths come
time.
out. Well, get yourself down to Cockleshell Bay, Cocker,
Oh,
and go and have a little cry.
and have a pancake.
Have a pancake, pancake.
I think of myself as a patron of the arts. I buy theatre tickets. Encore! I attend cinematic presentations.
Can I see some ID, madam? This is a 12 certification.
Oh, blast. And I adore a good art exhibition. Who's this by? It's just blobs. Picasso? Oh. But it's only now that I can call myself a true patron, as I've become a patron of Limited Time Only podcast. My support enables Susie and Esther to make LTO the best it can be, and gets me bonus content and experiences I don't want to miss. I've just signed up for the first patron-only LTO live online. To sign up, go to patreon.com and search for Limited Time Only podcast. There's a link in the show notes and in the LTO Instagram bio. I'll see you over there. I'm just off to the opera. Toodaloo!
And now on Radio 4, it's time to explore unusual proclivities in the brand new series, Is It Just Me Then?
Hi, I'm Betty Boop and I run the 2D dating agency. With more and more people identifying as fictional animated characters, I saw a gap in the online dating market and I found something to plug that right up. Yes, we do have Jasmine from Aladdin. No, you can't pay extra for that. It's not physically possible, sir. She's a cartoon.
I'm an accountant from Wigan. The name's Jeff. But I'd like to be Dogtanian, hence the hat and the rapier. I've always had a thing about dogs in dresses, so Juliet from Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds is my ideal woman. The 2D dating agency has given me the chance to chat to Juliet. We talk most nights about her life as a talking dog on fronts. It's a pretty story.
It's a pretty story, sharing everything with fun, that's the way to be.
So, do you only have the one pink dress, Juliet?
And I never ever take it off.
It's not what I imagined I'd be doing. 3 years at RADA doesn't prepare you to be the voice of an animated character on a cartoon sex line, but it pays better than the National Theatre, and it's probably more challenging. 1 minute I'm Wilma Flintstone, the next a talking teapot. That's range. I would still like to play Lady Macbeth.
I call the girls the voice boxes. Believe me, some of them have definitely got a face for radio. We train them up before letting them loose all over the telephones. So can I hear some options for the callers who want some high-energy lady action?
You sure can! Yee-haw! Right!
Wonderful. And how about a bit of 1930s Disney princess?
Oh, I'm such a good girl. I get right on down here on my hands and knees and stroke this tiny little chipmunk.
Very occasionally we'll be asked for some Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, cool.
No, really.
I know it's not likely to go anywhere. She's in France, in the 17th century, and she's a fictional cartoon dog. But I've seen the live-action The Little Mermaid, and if she exists, then there's still hope.
I do try and manage expectations. No, you can't take Maleficent to meet your parents. Yes, Chitara will bite you if you're disrespectful. No, we can't give you Tinkerbell's phone number. For obvious reasons. She's far too small to have a mobile.
My dream is to be the voice of the self-service checkouts at Tesco. Please remove your item from my bagging area. But in the meantime, I'm happy being Marge Simpson. Oh, Bart, tidy your room. Or Super Ted. Oh, Spotty. Or the sexy feather duster from Beauty and the Beast. Whatever tickles your fancy. I do jokes too.
Maybe if I speak to Doc Brown from Back to the Future, he can send me to 17th century cartoon Paris in the DeLorean. We? Betty, have you got his number?
Give me strength. Who can do Doc from Back to the Future?
Today's guest is Harriet Kershaw, one of the UK's leading voice actors. Harriet is a highly versatile performer, working across animation, audiobooks, narration, video games, commercials, and audio drama. She is known for her work on major titles including Baldur's Gate 3 and Assassin's Creed, as well as beloved franchises like Fireman Sam and Thomas and Friends. She is also currently lending her voice to the audiobook world of Harry Potter. Renowned for her range and character work from creatures and motion capture performances to richly layered narration, Harriet brings a unique creative depth to every role she takes on. We talked to Harriet about her journey from dreaming of running a National Trust gift shop as a child to exploring burlesque to becoming one of the country's premier voice artists. We also dive into creativity, the level of input she has in shaping her characters, and her experience working in motion capture. Welcome to the show, Harriet Kershaw.
Harriet Kershaw. Hello. Thank you very much for coming to join us on Limited Time Only podcast.
Oh my goodness me! Award-winning.
Double award winning.
Double
award-winning.
Double
Only
award
the best
winning.
for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Star of many award winning.
And I get a padded chair.
You do? I mean, normally you'd just be in your own home on Zoom chatting to us. We would be separate because we don't really like being in close proximity to each other.
Fair
This
enough.
is very, very close.
I mean, I can
You
smell
are very close.
And you do smell amazing.
You're in a man-made fibre.
I'm sweating already.
It's not. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming and joining us.
Between the ferns.
Between the first. Yeah, we're going to insult you now.
Nice, fine. That's brilliant. In between the succulents.
Yes. And we're in a studio.
We're in a studio for the very first time. Welcome to those of you watching on the Tube
Yes.
View. And Harriet Kershaw, internationally renowned voice artiste, is our very first guest in a live scenario. I mean, it's always live.
Pistachio walls.
But pistachio walls.
Pistachio.
Goes very well with pink. It's actually my favourite colour of green to go with my pink. I'm wearing the Pink Panther on my front.
It's
It's
so
a
on
beautiful
brand.
This
thing.
is on purpose because our guest today, Harriet Kershaw, say it again, is a brilliant, probably the best in the whole world ever
Well,
voice
yes,
artist.
yes.
And you lend your vocal talents to many cartoons, computer games, ADR, which you'll have to possibly explain to
Yes.
people. What are commercials, English language
Not
teaching?
enough of those.
Not enough of those.
Not enough of
Audiobooks,
those.
everything. Every medium of voice.
I'm like
requirement.
the Miss Rabbit of the voice world. I'm a tax nightmare. But I've done some stuff.
She's done a lot of stuff.
So when
And a lot of voice work.
started out, did you? What did you want to do? Did you want to be an actor?
So back in the day when I had hair like Margaret Thatcher at school.
Did you?
I did.
Oh
It
God, I'm
was-
going to need
it's
to
like
see that.
one hair. I will show you. I'll send a picture and you can
Thank
put it
you.
up on the Insta, on the socials. I dreamed big and I wanted to own a National Trust shop.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I wanted to own a National Trust shop because they smell nice
Yes,
They do.
they
and
do.
have nice things. And then my mum said, I think, let's rethink that, Harriet. You know. And initially I wanted to join the army.
It's quite a jump there.
Yes, from National Trust to the Armed Forces. And then
Both quite green.
and then eventually because I did quite a lot of drama at school. And I just said to Mum, I went, I want to be an actress. And she went, do you know what? I think you're good enough. Go for it, kids. You're working a long time, do something you enjoy. So that's what I went off and did at university and have sort of clung on to a career ever since.
Because you have done, I mean, predominantly now you do voice and you do a ton of it, and we'll get into that. But you have done also theatre, TV.
Not so much TV. I was terrible in front of a camera because if I sit in front of a camera, I'll sort of look at it and go.
The show off in you comes out.
Well, no, just massively uncomfortable.
And you are very funny, and you have done stand up as well.
Done stand
your
up.
own material, and you've also had a foray into.
Where's this
I don't know where it's going. Into the world of burlesque.
Yes.
Oh,
Harriet's
really?
literally done everything.
I can make these go several ways with tassels. Honestly,
I've seen it.
Yeah,
It's
she
true.
has.
Yeah.
So yes, I did burlesque, which was brilliant fun. It was so much fun.
Oh my God,
Massively
I'm
empowering.
fascinated.
Every woman should do burlesque. It's so empowering.
But should we have done it 20 years ago?
That's what corsetry's for.
Okay.
And really, really good tights and
Yes.
massive. I went on with massive pants.
Okay.
I probably need bigger now.
Wearing them right now.
Um,
I'll be all right.
we all. right up to the nipple. But that, so I've done, as an actor, you have to diversify. Call centres, burlesque.
So
Giving out leaflets.
how did burlesque come about?
So I did stand up for a bit. I was part of a comedy double act called The Women in Black, which I did with my mate Vix from uni. And then I did solo stand up, which I found a bit lonely.
Yeah.
And you did news review as well, didn't you?
And
Which is
yeah,
what-
so
which is
that's
still
that
going.
kind of
Very
that kind
famous.
of got me into voiceover news review. News
Okay.
review is one of the longest running shows that still goes up to Edinburgh, and it's a political satire show at the Canal Caf in Warwick Avenue. And I did that, and I played all the really glamorous characters like Anne Widdecombe and David Blunkett.
Oh, David
Natural pairing.
Blunkett.
David
Could you
Blunkett.
give us some David Blunkett?
I maybe not today.
Okay.
But
It's been a while.
it's been a while. So I did that, and that kind of got me into voiceover. And I just found when I did stand up, I remember I did one gig, which was actually a tryout gig of new material, and it was to mostly a room full of male comics. And I thought it would be hilarious that I did a whole sketch dressed as a sheep who'd been. So I thought it was really hilarious.
I've seen it. It's good.
It's
really
great.
good.
It's strong. So it's basically a sheep who'd been on One Man and His Dog and had hit hard times and hit the sheep dip and now lived in a caravan. And there'd been issues with the presenter of One Man, and it was anyway. I thought it was really funny, and I went out and it was silent. You could hear, people sort of going. It was awful, and after that, I just thought this isn't going so well. And then a friend of mine had set up a burlesque thing called the Cheek of It. And I just had a go. I was like, I'm going to have a go. This is amazing. And basically we did a whole course, girls of all shapes and sizes from all types of backgrounds. And we had to come up with our own character. So mine was Peggy Pom Pom. And we had to come up with a story and then come up with a mini skit, whatever. And I did a whole thing to a 1940s thing. So I was like a 1940s what are they called? Air raid warden, ARP warden.
Oh, yeah.
And I was basically bringing in a stricken Spitfire, and at the end, I tassel and it crashes.
Oh, because you're so distracting.
So
Because the
distracting.
girls are...
And I had RAF target tassels, and it was so much fun. And then we did a big WI themed one, and all of our tassels were different ingredients of piccalilli. So, and I did show these to my partner. He went, "What the hell are those?" It's like, they're cauliflower.
Of course.
Of course.
Burlesque standard.
Been slightly moth-eaten now, but they had yellow tassels. So, I mean, it was brilliant, and it was just so empowering to be part of that. And they were just a brilliant group of women. And I did it for a little bit, but yes, as you know, being an actor, you're a jack of all trades.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've done various things, and then from News Review, managed to get a voice agent, which took many, many years.
Did it?
Well, initially I'd sent in a show reel. I did a relatively cheap show reel, and I sent it to my first agent, and he went, "Why, Harriet, do you sound like Alan Partridge?" Because basically what I'd done is I'd gone to the back of the colour supplement and thought, I'll just use a load of ads. So it was like, what was it? A utility hammer down to $4.99. Sit cup, new modern rice slip.
I'd hire you.
I know. And he just went, "You've got a nice voice. Why don't you use that and maybe come back in a year?" So that's kind of, and then eventually I got taken on once I'd stopped doing my Alan. So yeah, it's been, yeah.
And so did you start off mainly doing... Because we have just filmed a scene with you that
have.
Susie wrote at the crack of midnight last night.
Happy
I
school
only do things at
holidays.
the crack of midnight.
That's how
yes.
Susie rolls.
Yeah.
And we had the sketch literally minutes before we did it. Oh my God, you are so insanely good. You're sort of in the presence of somebody that's so fucking shit hot at what they're doing. And like, we just read it through. I hadn't seen it. You hadn't seen it. We're reading it and there's all these voices and just coming out of you and just bang, knowing what to do.
It's all in the writing. I mean, it's lucky that Miss Riddler, because myself and Riddler used to tour together and met doing theatre, she knows me well enough to know what sort of voice I can do. So that's always very helpful.
But you're
Yeah,
being very,
but
very modest.
you are being modest because that was brilliant.
You can literally do anything. I've had a look at your website.
Yes, me too.
Age range, babies to octogenarians. It's quite wide. But
If you're alive, I can do you.
you really can.
And
the
your
crack of
voice.
dawn.
And your voice.
But
Jack of all trades.
You really can, and I've heard you do. I mean, I don't know how many accents, countless accents. But we're not talking naff. We're talking. Harriet can genuinely sound like she is from anywhere in the world.
Thank you.
And any age, and I mean those amazing cartoon high energy voices, but also you can, you've got a beautiful natural voice and are able to use that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
How did you? I suppose when news review you were doing impressions. Did you always know you could do impressions?
I remember when I was, and it's really clear, I remember being in the cloakroom at my first school, St. Colette's, which I used to call St. Clotties. And I used to just come in and try out accents. And I remember I'd watched a lot of cartoons. And one of my favourites being the raccoons.
Oh, God.
Cyril Sneer.
Oh, my God. I loved
and I absolutely love the raccoons. And I remember if I'd watch something, I'd come into school and try it. And that was from about the age of 6. And I remember, hanging up my cagoule and just trying something, and everyone went, "Oh, it's really good. That wow, it's really amazing." And it's something I've always been interested in. And when I was, I had one of those, I call them a clunk click tape deck, one of those black ones that you pull out the handle, whoosh.
Yeah.
And I remember having a little cassette, and I used to do something called animal radio, and I used to get all of my furries out on the bed and do voices for them. So it's something I've kind of always done.
Yeah.
And my mum's still got the tape somewhere.
That'll be worth a lot of money.
Yes, at least £5.75.
It's weird, isn't it, when you look back and, you wanted to have a National Trust shop and you wanted to go into the army, but the career that you've been in for years now, you look back and you go, actually, the clues were there from when you were tiny, weren't they? Animal radio, you were doing it all along.
Yeah.
So when you started and you got your agent and you stopped Alan Partridging,
Yeah.
did you start mainly with like advertisement voiceovers? When did the characters come in?
So initially I was sort of put in the library of my agent, and I was put up for something where I had to be the queen, and it was for an on-hold thing for a telephone line, and I didn't get it in the end. Because also I was quite green. I was like, what do you mean I didn't get it? I was sort of quite put out, and then realised that it's actually quite hard to get work, and you have to stick at it. So I did a thing called English language. So basically you're teaching people to speak English as a foreign language, so everything has to be quite slow and measured, and you do all sorts of different courses. So that kind of was my first foray into voiceover. That got me going. And then in terms of, I'd always wanted to do animation, but that took some years, and it probably wasn't for 7 or 8 years, having been with an agent, that I'd had the odd casting. But it wasn't until 2010, I think, that I got Fireman Sam. And that was, I remember being up in Shetland on holiday, and the moment I got reception, I got this email through going, "Congratulations, you're in the cast!" And I wept. It was one of the great, I have to say, that was a real career highlight.
Yeah.
So it took quite a while, because it's a bit of a closed shop trying to get into animation.
Yes.
And I've had to sort of fight to make a bit of a name for myself. But once I'd got that and proven myself, I think that's when other opportunities arose.
Yeah.
And how does it, with an animation, like, I mean, obviously Fireman Sam has been around for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a, you say the name and you know what it is.
We remember it in its
kudos.
first
Yes.
incarnation, which was the stop frame, and the guy did all the voices.
Yes.
Wow.
So it was amazing.
But it's absolute classic. How does it work? Are the pictures there, and then you are voicing those, or do they record you doing the script and then animate that? I'm always fascinated by this.
It depends what sort of stage you're going in for record. So with Fireman Sound, we basically had the scripts, and my wonderful director, Gary Andrews, was awesome. And he used to go, give me 3, A, B and C. And you'd basically give 3 takes of a line and he'd go, B. I'll have the beginning of A and the end of B.
Wow.
And that's how that worked. And sometimes further on in the series, you get what we call an animatic, which is a very basic version of the final animation. So sometimes it's literally a pencil drawing moving and you have to try and match it up. But a lot of the time you're just given the script, which is great because you have complete artistic license over it. Sometimes you go in and, I dub cartoons as well. So I've dubbed things like super monsters, and you're basically having to what we call match the flaps, which always sounds from burlesque to match the flaps. So you're having to match the shape of the voice of the character on the screen. So it completely depends on the project.
Is there? It'd be great if you just tell us a few of the characters that you play, and because it is quite vast. Yes, in terms of animation, probably to start with, we'll talk about that. So
Crikey, it's the thing is you forget what you've done. So I mean, the main one's Fireman Sam.
Yeah.
So the casting has changed slightly in Fireman Sam. So they've had a bit of a rejig of casting. But the first character I played was Ellie Simpson, and she's got a strong lip as well.
It's like it was drawn.
Modelled
on you.
So for her, they just wanted her to be northern. I was born in Harrogate, so. Basically, we wanted it really, really bright, and we wanted her from Yorkshire, and that's how she is. And my favourite line from that was it? Oh, that's a big bucket, Sam.
Back to Bella.
Never without the innuendo.
So I play Ellie in Fireman Sam, and then a really sweet animation which I was part of as Brave Bunnies, which was by a Ukrainian production company, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful little animation about a big family of bunnies, and I'm mum that drives the bus, and basically they go around and it's all about making friends from different places, and it's just really sweet. And for that they just wanted a really soft voice, so she's very happy, and even though she's got thousands of children running around, she never gets cross. I don't know how.
She's on something, isn't she?
It's not based on my parenting at all.
Mummy's medicated.
Mummy's definitely medicated. And then I dubbed something called Yoo-Hoo to the Rescue, which is kind of at the other spectrum of high energy characters.
And basically, Choo-Woo's right up there because she's a flying squirrel. Sounds like she hasn't taken her Ritalin.
And doing that for an hour, sometimes you get the end of it and go, dear God.
Oh, yeah.
But great fun.
What about Noddy? Because
yes.
you've got a couple of characters in there. I do love watching cartoons that I know Harriet's in and spotting.
Yes.
Spotting.
So I did Noddy, Toyland Detective, and myself and my friend David Menken, who is a god of voice. We got to play unicorns together. So good. And I played one called Bling, who was a valley girl. And she was like totally like, oh my God, and it was really good fun. And like, whoa. She was great. And then I had this little pirate character
Called Stripes. And she was like that until completely different. And after an hour of doing that, it sounds like you smoked 20 Rothmans.
And there was a lot of water and honey and lemon lozenges involved in that. And then I think I played a pink ninja as well. So I had to do a lot of,
I mean,
it's a living, isn't it? It's a living.
It's a living.
Ninja witch. So you've got form.
Oh, our witches.
We were in
with beards.
a production of the Scottish plays together.
Oh, yes.
When shall we 3 meet again?
Thunder, lightning, or in rain.
Reign of Cawdor.
And we were ninjas. Yeah, so Harriet's got form on the ninja.
Oh, yeah.
But just that little selection, the range that you showed us there is so brilliant. Is there any character that you've been given that you've thought, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do for this?
There was one character that took quite a long time to get right. So there's in Thomas and Friends, again, Thomas has changed now. It's now 2D and voiced by kids. But originally Thomas and Friends was my friend John Hasler, who's brilliant, was Thomas. And I got to play Darcy, the tunnel boring machine. And if you look at pictures
How
of
do you
her...
bore
I've
tunnels?
looked her up. I've seen Darcy. I've seen Cleo.
She's got quite a high-pitched voice for such a large machine that looks like, could do you damage and possibly sold in a shop in the back street of Amsterdam.
So they wanted something sort of completely different with her, because like she's this sodding great thing. I thought it'd be quite funny if she had this voice.
And then I also played Miss Jenny, who was the construction manager or building site manager. And they were like, right, we need to bring some other voices in. So I was like, well, have you got any Northern Irish characters? And they went, well, no, we've never had that. So I did her like that. And she's no nonsense. And she stands there in her yellow hard hat. And that was good. And then Cleo the road engine, a really cute little road engine. And it was this particular episode where she sees snow for the first time. And it was not only getting the voice, but getting basically the wonderment of a child seeing snow for the first time. And that took bloody ages to record, I'm not going to lie. Just because it had to be right. And it's one of my favourite episodes I've ever done because I'm really proud of it.
Yeah.
Because when you, just all of her reactions, everything... I think we'd spent the whole team, my director Sharon Miller, who's awesome, and our engineers at Soho Square were just so on it, and were honest with me, going, "It's not quite right. Let's try it again." And we took a long time, and I'm really proud of that. And it was quite a relatively simple voice
Because she talks like she's really quite young, but sort of it's trying to get the sound of a little girl and that wide-eyed sort of sound into the voice.
But it was, that was quite tricky, that one.
Sorry.
I was going to say, it's great how creatively involved you are with the projects as well. And do you go in quite confident, or do you ever sort of think, oh, I'm not sure, or do you feel quite confident in your abilities?
Normally, it depends who you're working with. If you're working with someone that you know and that trusts you, then you go in and go, okay, can I try some things? And I will always give people options. And if I think of something, I'll go, oh, can I try this? But also, if I think, I don't think I've done that quite right, I will go back and say, can I have another go at it? And by and large, people are brilliant. And sometimes I'll be given a voice and I just think, God, I've not done the best job on that. But the voice director seems happy with it, the team seem happy with it, so you kind of move on. But yeah, there have been times where you've sort of something's been thrown at me because I think they see that I'm versatile and they throw lots and lots of things at me, and sometimes don't always work. But
it's having the confidence just to have a go. I was just thinking, because it's not only just the voice standing in front of a microphone. There are projects that you've done which require your voice abilities, but also you've been togged up.
Oh Lord,
I'd love to know about the months and months you spent in a suit
in black lycra as a middle-aged woman. It's mortifying. It's just where the bolero nips. It's not great. So I've done motion capture, and I did most of my motion capture was in Baldur's Gate 3, which, if you're a gamer, hopefully you played it.
Our guest from season 4, episode something
Mr.
or other,
Neil
Newbon
was also
Astarion.
Yes.
I've told a few people that I know him. Oh my God, they become giddy.
Well, this is going to pop off.
He's I don't know. Just pace yourself.
It is.
Don't get too excited. Yes, Neil, the work Neil did on that was phenomenal. And I had a wonderful character, which was a tiefling hideout leader called Moll. And again, that's another character I'm really proud of. And she starts off quite young. And then she had to, because we recorded it over a period of 3 years, she has to grow and get slightly older and get more ballsy. And yes, I was in the mocap suit, which is all black. You've got your feet covered, you've got your hands covered, and you're covered in tiny Velcro balls. Tiny balls.
Just always
and a
goes
skull
back
cap.
to
I used to go, can we go large on the hat? How's this going to get in there?
Yes. How big was the hat?
It was tiny, like a it was like a swimming cap, and I was like, in the end, I was like, can I have one with a chin strap because this ain't getting in.
Oh, brilliant!
So I looked a bugger, but that was amazing, and I had to basically learn on the job because I'd never done it before.
Yeah.
And create Mole, and I did 36 other characters in that game.
Wow.
So some of the great ones were, and also because you had to physicalise everything. One of my favourites was the Festivities Goblin, who basically is drunk.
So the whole thing is like that. It's great fun. And I was sort of all like hunched up and stuff.
So I just love playing sexy characters.
Yeah. I mean,
It goes back to the David
I'm turned
Blanket.
on.
It does.
Always back to, it just always goes back to David. But yeah, doing characters like that to me is so much fun. And just any sort. I did a character in Warhammer where I basically the director said, "No other woman will do this."
Really?
He said, there's quite a lot of shouting. It's very growly. I went, well, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Give me a jug of water and a lot of honey and lemon lozenges from a certain company that have kept me going. And I said, I'll do it. And it was a water troll hag, which is this great big thing that has a bludgeon with spikes on it and a skull bra. It's a strong look.
It is.
But, you know, it's a look.
And that was basically like that. The whole thing.
And they treated my voice as well. Wow. But there again, you have to get physically into that character. But yeah, with Mole and all of those characters in Baldur's Gate, the mocap, it was brilliant because it adds several more layers to your characterization and lets you really get in. I mean, I'm quite physical in the studio anyway. Like a lot of the time they'll set you up with a chair and I'll go, leave the chair. I need to stand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
People probably don't realise how physical you have to be when you're not doing mocap. Yeah, for you to get into those different voices, you do need to use your body, don't you, to help kind of generate those sounds.
On my website, a really lovely studio called Fitzrovia did a brilliant reel for me of little snippets of what I've done and recording me in the studio recording them. And there's lots of this with me. There's lots of I'm just very physical.
Yeah.
So I always have to wear very quiet clothing and take the bangles off, which I forgot to do. Jingly jangly jangly. Too soon.
I've done those references so many times. You have to stop yourself.
So hard not to as a child.
So it's very physical to get into the character. Otherwise, you're just reading it. Yes, you've got words on a page, but the whole thing has to be brought off the page. And that was the wonderful thing about Baldur's Gate, because every single one of those characters that you press on in that game is performed by an actor. And that's why everyone loved the game so much.
And the thing is as well, being a voice actor, you get to play everybody. And which you don't get if you're a television actor, you know, which is glorious. Do you do Comic-Con and things like that?
I've done a couple, yes. I did Birmingham last year and I did Liverpool AnimeCon at the beginning of this year. And just being able to meet fans. And I remember my lovely Comic-Con agent, Steph, couldn't believe the face of this lass. She went, "Oh, Mole from Baldur's Gate is here." And she was shaking. And she was just so lovely because when people love Baldur's Gate, they love Baldur's Gate. It's a massive community and such an amazing community. It's brought lots and lots of people together. And that was just brilliant to see, like to meet the fans. And oh my God, it was really lovely.
Did you do the voice for her?
I did when I summoned, because they wanted selfies and things, and so you sort of do the little voice.
What is Mole's voice? You're allowed to do it?
I think so. Who knows? Mole. So she's a bit more up there and sort of quite in your face, and she wears an eye patch throughout some of the game because something happens to her if you get that far. No spoilers, but she's pretty hot. She's pretty full on. And if you want to come into my hideout, you better do the work. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
She's pretty full on. It's great fun.
Oh, and I love Harriet very kindly gave us both a little picture of Mole, which I'll obviously show. But she looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And was
fun.
that, in terms of getting the voice, was that a case of looking at this image, looking at the image of the character? Or did you not have an image?
No image.
Oh, amazing.
No image. But
amazing.
some of the characters, we had artwork. But actually, that came a little bit later on in the process. Initially, we had nothing.
So they create the character from your voice?
No, I mean, they had, I think for that, it was very much, they would have had an idea and we had quite strict direction over what the sort of thing they wanted. But by and large, yeah, we didn't always get artwork for stuff.
No.
That sort of came in a little bit later. And Mole, I saw the character that I saw, because what you see is you see like your Power Ranger on the screen, and you can see yourself move, and you can try flossing. I can't floss. So when you're recording, you see this and this sort of pink Power Ranger thing, and next to it, sometimes I used to put a little picture of the character. And Mole, when I was recording, didn't look anything as I'd see her now. She's completely badass now. And some of the artwork that, especially, I've been very lucky enough to have fans do artwork for me, and it's beautiful. It's stunning what they've come up with. The ones that they gave to you. The lovely lady called Wendy Darling in America, who must shout
Wendy
out to.
Darling?
Wendy Darling.
Like Peter Pan?
Wendy Darling.
And she did, I mean, it's amazing, the artwork that she does, and she does lots of stuff for Baldur's Gate and other stuff as well. Check her out. And it's just, Mole's just a brilliant character.
Yeah, I think there is something of you in that, facially in that character. I mean, I know she's got horns and I'm digging myself a hole
has
here.
lost an eye.
And has lost an eye. But there's a petiteness about the features and things. I do think there is something. I think you were the right person, to voice that
I won't
strange
let you
looking
in my
freakazoid.
hideout. No.
You do ADR, which we mentioned it. What is that?
So ADR, additional dialogue recording, I think. I always get it wrong. But basically, so sometimes they need lines filling in for bits of a television programme or a film that maybe an actor's done. Maybe the actor can't come in and you have to fill it in and cover it. Or a lot of ADR that I do is background stuff. So something I got to work on, which I'm really proud of, is the John Charles de Menendez thing on Disney. So we were a lot of the background in that, and that was tough. That was really tough because we had to do the tube scenes.
God, and you're improvising.
You're improvising. We had to do everyone initially was like, "Oh well, we'll do lots and lots of screaming," and one of the directors just went, "No, you'd be in shock."
Yes.
So it was that was an amazing project to work on, and I did a couple of episodes of that, and that was just lots very subtle breathing in shock, and then complete opposite. I've done things like the ADR on Game of Thrones. Wow. So lots of raping and pillaging, brothel scene.
Yeah.
How does it feel doing a brothel scene?
I mean, you're among friends.
Yes.
And you're fully clothed. So it's, heavy breathing in a different way with that. So that's just covering bits, and it's just bringing the scene to life that maybe hasn't been picked up on the original soundtrack, and you're just sort of, bumping up the sound. And it's a really interesting process because sometimes you get to see a film or a series in its raw form. So sometimes if there's been a green screen, you'll still see the green screen or whatever and go, well, that's going to be put on in post. And it's really good to be part of. So ADR is great fun. I love doing it.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite aspect of the voice industry that's your preference?
I mean, my thing is very much computer games and animation. I love it. I just love it because it's sort of. I mean, I don't think I've ever grown up. So
you're an
actor.
I mean,
yeah.
Hello.
Exactly.
We're just massive children.
I'm a huge child. Massive one. I've never really grown up, and I love the creativity that I get from being able to do computer games and animation, and it's really nice as well sometimes if my child ever actually watches anything I'm in, she'll go, "Oh wow, Mum, that's what you do." And it's for me it's creating the voices. It's doing. I would rather do, the ugly characters, the fun characters. For me, that's just so much fun.
You can shapeshift, can't you, and be somebody completely different.
Yeah.
Whenever we have guests on the show, we always say, we've got limited time only on the planet, unfortunately. What have you got left that you'd like to achieve?
Well, there's a couple of things I'd love to do. Aardmans. Love an Aardman. Because I know you have Ben on.
Yes.
My friend Ben.
Wallace.
Wallace.
So Ben Whitehead and I go way back. We used to work on the Duck Tours together. And he's done rather well for himself. And what he does with the voice of Wallace is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So I'd love to be part of one of those. And also ones that I watched with my daughter, Magic Light, the Julia Donaldsons. They're just beautiful.
Yes.
That's something I've always wanted to do. And yeah, maybe at some point write my own. I know I've sort of chatted to. I've written the odd little children's story. I've done that before. And
As a novel or straight into animation?
Straight into animation. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
You've
heard it first.
that's something I would like to do.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That would be amazing.
It is fascinating. And I think, and you genuinely phenomenally talented.
You are.
I mean, mind-blowingly.
Yeah, like I say, when we filmed the bit earlier, I was a bit sort of taken aback.
Well, I wasn't. I've heard her. I mean,
There's just sort of an energy, and I was like, oh, I feel like I'm in the presence of somebody who's just exceptional.
I mean, it's awful when you have to work with Harriet
God,
and you're doing your bit, and then she does it, and you're like, why am I even here? I mean, this is
Just let her do it all.
She can just do all of it. Yeah, but we wish you so much luck. I mean, I'm very excited about the animation that you are going to make.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It is going to happen.
And I've got one coming out hopefully next year, which I'm very excited about.
Can you tell us what it is, or you're not allowed to talk about
I'd
it?
have to kill you.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think my it's very funny, and I think my daughter might watch it.
Yay!
So that means it's a bit naughty.
No, it's brilliantly written.
Okay.
It's absolutely brilliantly written. My partner likes one of the voices I do in it. So
Oh, see, it is a bit naughty, surely. Back to the birth.
not like that. No, not at all.
No, I mean, nothing was moving.
Not that kind of show. Not that kind of show. But yeah, I think that's coming out. Ooh, I hope it comes out next year. But I'm very excited about that.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Thank you so
you.
much for coming and
Thank
chatting with us.
Award-winning podcast. So proud.
Thank you, Harriet.
No,
Yeah,
thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for doing the sketch.
been
And
an
thank you
absolute
for
pleasure.
being our
Very
first
first.
live in the pistachio room. In the
It's so
studio.
bouncy.
It is
So
bouncy.
it might start tasseling. No.
Go for it.
Do you know
We'll
what?
get way more listeners.
My friend Hazel bought me nipple tassels as a Christmas present a couple of years ago.
Really?
And I'll have to talk to you about it off air.
Double-sided sticky tape.
Okay.
And
Well-
a lot of it. It'll be your friend.
Maybe one of the next episodes.
Yeah.
There we go, yeah.
We could try them out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give you a black eye. Yes. Thank you, Harriet.
You have been listening to Limited Time Only.
Well, that was an honour.
Oh my God, she's amazing. How does she do that with her voice?
I don't know, but she's shown us up, Esther.
Well, she's shown me up. You're all right.
Well, we thought we were quite good, and then Harriet Kershaw comes on, and yep, okay, back to the drawing board.
She's absolutely amazing. Oh, just so you know, people listening, she did that on every take. Bang, one
Well, she
take.
didn't even
one
do.
take.
She just did one take of everything.
And she didn't even reread it.
I know.
She just didn't pre-read it. She was given the script and she just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's too good, is what
She's
I've come to the
supremely
conclusion.
talented.
Too talented.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
But so brilliant to hear her talk as well about how she sort of got into it and how she's developed those skills.
Yeah.
She really can literally do anything.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who's not employed Harriet Kershaw yet, get on it,
Yeah.
because she's just going to be too big for you soon.
She is. As a voice artist, obviously, not as like...
Well, she's going to fit in the room, but
Not
she's actually
like-
quite small.
She is tiny.
She's a diminutive person with a huge talent
And a lovely bold lip.
and a bold lip. She has got big hair, but
She has.
that's where the big stops.
Yeah, she's...
The big buck stops. No,
Glorious.
she needs big bucks. She deserves big bucks. Anyway, it was a thrill to have her.
It was a
And
thrill to have
thank you, Harriet, for giving
Yeah,
us your
thank
time
you.
and for doing the sketch as well.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, what treat.
We're very lucky. We're
We are
very
lucky.
lucky ladies.
And we'll be back with another guest who probably won't be as good at voices as Harriet, but
No.
will have other skills.
They will.
So
Which
do
we'll
not
probably
fear.
talk to them about.
Well, I should think so.
Yes.
Until then,
Ta-ra a bit.
ta-ra. Enough?
Enough.
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 Enough.